Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I'm filming with the new Kat Von D Saint and Sinner palette. I decided that this video would be the Saint video, so I'm only using the Saint side of the palette. So let me show you just this side alone. And I was really inspired by these two shades right here. These I just absolutely loved. Oops, let me see, there we go. Just this gorgeous kind of shifty pinky color and this silver. And so I kind of went for this very blown out shimmery eye with the shadow a bit everywhere. It kind of almost acts like a highlight when you use a fluffy brush. So if you'd like to see how I got this look, then just keep watching. Starting out with a fluffy brush, I'm going into the shade Amen, which is just a very, very light color, and I'm just using this to basically set my primer. Now taking a fluffy blending brush, I'm going into the shade Sacred Heart, and I'm just going to work this all through the crease, a bit up on the brow bone, and I'm also really going to blow it out on the outside of the eye as well as on the inner portion of the eye as well. Switching back to the fluffier brush, I'm going into the shade Heaven, and I'm going to kind of dust this all over the Sacred Heart shade. When you use a fluffy brush, this really just kind of gives a nice sparkly shimmer. I'm also bringing this pretty low below my eye, almost onto my cheekbone, as well as underneath my eye. Now with a tapered blending brush, I'm going into the shade Crucifix, and I'm going to use this to start deepening up that outer V area. I'm working very light-handed because I want to keep this very soft, and so I'm working whatever's left on the brush through the crease. I switched over to a more fluffy blending brush, and I'm going into the shade Immaculate, and I'm just laying that right on top of the Crucifix shade, kind of blending it through the outer V and then sweeping the leftovers into the crease. Switching back to the earlier brush and the Sacred Heart shade, I'm just kind of going over those shades that we just laid down, just to kind of keep that pink tone. Now I'm using my Urban Decay Primer Potion to kind of set up somewhat of a half cut crease. You could use concealer for this. Mostly I just want a light base, so you could also use the NYX Jumbo Pencil in Milk for this. Now I'm taking a flat brush and going into the shade Baptism. This looks white, but it actually kind of has this very subtle, almost blue shift to it. That's why I really wanted the light base. So I'm starting by kind of patting color all over the lid, and then I'm going to add a second layer just to really make sure that shade stands out. And back into Sacred Heart just to blend out the edges. And then I'm repeating the same thing with Immaculate just to kind of make sure that outer portion still has some depth. As you can see, there's a lot of blending here. Now I'm spraying a flat brush with some setting spray and going into the shade Absolution. This is one of the shadow toppers, so it's kind of more of a sparkle, sheer sparkle, and I'm just very gently patting that over the Baptism shade just to give it a bit of sparkle since it is a matte shade. Then I'm going back in with that fluffy brush into Heaven just to make sure that I haven't lost any of that silver shimmer. And once more back into Sacred Heart. I keep going back to this shade because I don't want the look to lose that kind of pinky orange tone. Now I'm taking a flat brush and spraying it with some setting spray, and I'm going to go into the shade Rosary, and I'm just going to use this to line the entire lower lash line. I'm trying to keep this one closer to the actual lashes. Then taking a pencil brush, I'm going into the shade Sacred Heart, and I'm running this all underneath that rosary color just to kind of smoke it out a bit. Now spraying a flat brush with some setting spray, I'm going back into the Absolution shade, and I'm going to use this as an inner corner highlight. And I kind of didn't like the tone that it came out, so I started kind of mixing other colors. I did a combination of Heaven, Baptism, and Absolution because I wanted it to be a brighter inner corner shade. Now, using my Tarteist double-ended liner, I'm using the pencil side to add some black into my waterline as well as tightline the upper lash line. For this look, I wanted a thinner wing if possible, so I used the Kat Von D Trooper tattoo liner and just tried to keep the line as close to my lash line as possible and tried to stick with kind of a smaller wing. And now time for lashes. This is just a very kind of long wispy pair. And to blend those in, I'm using my Tarte Gifted mascara on the top and bottom lashes. And here is the complete look using the Saint portion of the Kat Von D Saint and Sinner palette. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.